Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the car, coming with the flows, straight to the barrio, and coming with the heat that makes them keep blocking my channel just because they feel the heat of the street. But it's okay, you know what I'm saying? They keep on doing the same dumb stupidness that they've always been doing, as we see. Now we have a situation where we have uh, many things coming in on PBNN, Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, the ghetto edition as well. You know what I'm saying? As we see many things are coming in because this is a late and a great edition, and this is how we do it. So we see a lot of things coming in over the air. You know what I'm saying? And we doing the news today on freestyle to where we have an understanding of the basic knowledge of this situation that we see in political games. So today we see where we come in with our first story. So we're going straight through the news itself. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one, which we're looking around. So today we're just looking around. Now, as we see in many ways, we see how Donald J. Trump and many things that Trump is coming up all over the board. We're watching them because nobody gets away with anything in my boat. You know what I'm saying? And the people have to do the same thing when it comes to them having to deal with political games in itself. So we must pay attention to that. And that's highly important that we do. You know what I'm saying? We see one story coming in from Lindsey Graham threatens to end a meeting with the mother of the late Capitol police officer if she didn't stop criticizing. Well, that's his business, and nobody's too interested in the criticism in itself. We see Brookhaven Town Board unanimously adopts new map, conducts redistricting process in many ways. So we see, as we see the process of redistricting these lines, you know what I'm saying, we see the town of Brookhaven, you know what I'm saying, controversial redistricting process conclude on Thursday, September 29th, after the town board voted to unanimously to approve the latest proposed map. The town, which has a 6-1 Republican majority, took over the redistricting process after an appointed redistricting committee failed to find agreement on the draft proposal. Days after the committee formally disbanded, the town supervisor, Ed Romaine, Republican, presents his own map. For more on this story, see Brookhaven officials. I see. Okay, which is good. But on their part, because that's their politics, and more people, as the people in the Constitution, needs to get involved. We ask for emergency aid. Staten Island Immigrants Organization rally to help asylum seekers, and I hope they help the regular people as well, the poor people who have been poor in this country for many years and living in the streets and here and there in tents on the west side and the east side of New York and all over. I hope they're putting the same power and interest in helping them as well. Nobody's saying not to help everybody in the world because, you know what I'm saying, we're not greedy. You know what I'm saying? We must always be looking out for the needy. You know what I'm saying? But this seems like a even democratical political game of people's lives that have been played around in many ways. And we don't know sometimes which way they're going, but we know which way it's coming. And we have to see that in all ways, no matter what we do. You know what I'm saying? but they're seeking help for the asylum seekers. But like I said, I hope they're helping the other people as well. But now we move on to another story coming from, I think this one is coming from the Daily News. You know what I'm saying? We see the New York City couple claim that they were falsely called anti-Semites and beaten by political connection Brooklyn Hasidic Patrol, which is very weird, and I don't understand what's going on with that. Why are people coming into our country with this foolishness as well? And we really need to take a look at that. You know what I'm saying? There should be none of that going on. We are being patrolled. Patrolling who? In Brooklyn, especially. People should be free to walk around. Seems like it's getting more and more like a Gestapo move on all fronts. Who are the OGs? I'm still asking. You know what I'm saying? But we see Donald Trump seeks to withhold 2 folders seized by Mar-a-Lago. As we see. But we see he wants to withhold, 2 folders seized by the Mar-a-Lago. As we see here, we see Donald J. Trump is seeking to withhold from the Justice Department 2 folders marked as containing correspondence with the National Archives. Here we go with that again. And signing sheets that the FBI seized from his Mar-a-Lago resort, according to the court's filing in the special master's review of the confiscated documents. The former U.S. the President of the United States privileged, assertion over the folder, which appears to have direct relevance to the criminal investigation into whether he retained national defense information and obstructed justice or significant as they represent an effort to exclude the items from the inquiry and help them to and keep them confidential. Most nobly, Trump asserting privilege over the contents of the red folder, marked as containing the NRA letters and other copies, and a second manila folder marked as containing NRA letters on one top sheet plus 3 signing sheets, a review of court filing indictment or indicated. You know what I'm saying? As we see. So we see the garbage still up one. And we don't need to be following behind a lot of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because this really has nothing to do with politics, whether it's Republican or whether it's Democrat. A lot of the shit that we're hearing coming out, the money being spent all over the world, except in the people's pockets of America, to strengthen them in case this shit do come down on all types of things we need. We're hearing a whole lot of finagling and yaggling, especially coming from the demon Democratic side. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's playing the game. We see Trump says, coming in from the rap, you know what I'm saying, news. You see Trump say people should focus on the size of the January 6th riot, not the violence. Was the biggest crowd. You never the biggest crowd, and you never hear that. You know what I'm saying? Well, if it's the biggest crowd, it's the biggest crowd. You know what I mean? I don't know who crowd it really was. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what scheme it was to push forward as a contradictory groove game to the people's mentality in itself, because I don't see why it had to be any of that bullshit in the first place. Like I said in many of my lives, it seemed kind of fucking stupid if you ask me. But it goes to show how people do just about anything in its wrongful ways to cause certain things to go left and go right. You know what I'm saying? or north or south, east or west. You know what I'm saying? But just the whole ideology of it that we seen, and none of it was necessary in any shape or form. So it all was put there to do something, because every action there is a reaction, a shift in political thinking. Many of New York, many of New Zealand, I'm sorry, cities lurch sites lurch right in local election. Oh, well, so let's see. You know what I'm saying? Late in the campaign period of the I think it's called the Auckland, like I said, Auckland or whatever, mayoral election came as a spate of strange, oddly specific billboard vandalism as the race in New Zealand's most populous city would 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 to its conclusion. You know what I'm saying? Wound to its conclusion, whatever that means. Boarding for Vessel Collins and an independent progressive candidate and marital front runner, where we see here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to keep that story. You see New Zealand is going with their thing. Now we see here on another newscast where we see ex-partner of Ukraine still running that story about this gentleman, whatever. Now we see two shot, you know what I'm saying? We see two shot outside New York Congressman Lee Zeldin home. Two people were shot on Sunday outside the home of New York Congressman and Republican New York gubernatorial candidate Lee Zeldin, who has made addressing crime and violence a key point of the campaign. He said in a statement, the shooting appears to have no connection to the Zeldin family, CNN, and the Wall Street Journal reports, citing police and officials familiar with the ongoing probe. Lee Zeldin said he did not know the identity of the two individuals who were shot, but said they had been laying down under his front porch and the brush or whatever in front of it. Lee Zeldin said only his two daughters were at home at the time of the shooting. Further details of the shooting and its motives were not clear. My daughter are shaking, according to Lee Zeldin.